Hey, what's going on, comic compadres, and welcome back to the Hood Rap Podcast with the Rap Pack, man. We're back, and we got Who Dat Comics back in the house, man. It's been a second, man. What's up, Russ, man? How you been, bro?
Oh man, it's been good. Work, and so I'm finally back to my normal schedule. So that's always good because I get every weekend off. So it's great to be back. Great to talk comics and movies and all that good stuff. So hopefully everybody enjoys it and have a good night, man. Have a good week as well.
Yeah, we're good. Good to see you, man. We missed you, bro. You know we missed you. You know, and then we got the newly appointed part of the Rap Pack tier, is Tio Passpoint TOF, man. How you
Yeah,
doing? How you doing, Effort?
good. I signed all the paperwork. I'm official now, man. So,
Well, there's still the initiation, so hang on for that.
oh yeah, true,
I
man.
know,
Forgot about
man.
that.
You got to give me a Silver Age key nine, at least a 9.9. Man, he has a lot of them too, man. Don't Everett got some books, man. And then we got the man himself, man, Dan Del Toro. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing just fine. It's getting cold here in Sonoma County, and so just as an aside, we are going to be starting our shows an hour earlier next episode.
Yep, we decided we're gonna do 7 o'clock, man, because we're all getting too old, and 8 o'clock. We should all be in bed by 8 o'clock now.
We should be, yeah.
Yeah, we can't hang anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Where'd the years go?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like every year I get, man, I have to, it's like an hour earlier for bed, for me.
Yeah.
So, but we got Rudy in the house, man. What's up, Rudy? That's our moderator, man. What's up, Rudy? How you doing, man?
Hey, Rudy.
And we got Funhouse Comics. We got Mike, man. Mike started his own channel, bro. It's pretty cool. I like Mike's channel, man. Yeah, Mike has interviews and he talks about comics, man. And I'm gonna jump on there one of these days. Mike, just let me know, bro. Then we got Craig, man, part of the Rap Pack right there too, man. Space Fair Collectibles. I think you and Effort and Craig, you guys were at Near Mint, man. A couple Sundays ago when I was sick.
I have to say hi to him. Yep.
Yeah, I contracted whatever it was, man. Everybody's getting, man, and that wasn't good, man. Oh, look, man, it's my cousin, bro. My cousin's here. How you doing, Serena? How you doing, man? That's Tio's daughter right there, man.
My daughter.
And then Job, comic book crackhead, decided to not come on because he hasn't seen Black Panther. Because I'm gonna let you guys know, man. We're going to spoil the heck out of Black Panther today. We're just going to spoil it, man. Y'all had a week to watch it, man. We're going to talk all about Black Panther. We're going to talk about the keys. We're going to talk about what we liked and what we didn't like and all that stuff, man. So just make sure. I want to let y'all know, man, because I don't want you guys to blame me or blame us for spoiling it. You guys had a week, right? I mean,
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, man.
Yeah.
2 weeks. You could have watched it at the theater, and you could have watched it on, the bootleg, whatever you wanted. You know what I'm saying? You got time, man, We got Nick in the house, man. What's up, Nick, man? Yo, panel, man. Who dat? Passpoint. Damn, what's going on, bro?
Yeah.
And then check this out, man. We got Plainclothes D. That's the DJ of the show, man. All the beats you hear, man, are created by my man Darian out in Oakland, man. I'm repping today, D, with the West Oakland Heat, man. You know what I'm saying? West Oakland Middle School. And then let me see here, man. And then Craig said next time at Near Mid Sunday, man, everyone got to come. Yeah, I wanted to come, man, but you didn't want what I had. I don't think anybody wanted what I had, man. So you guys ready? So we're gonna talk about we're gonna kind of do a review of like a bunch of keys that happened in Wakanda Forever, and just check out what the prices are right now. Just to see, man. We're just gonna take a peep. All right, so y'all ready for this, man? Let's do it. So we're doing a Wakanda Forever peep, man. We're gonna take a look at some key issues that all three that me, Efren, and Who Dat picked, and just see where they're at. We just want to see where they're at, where the prices are, and where the prices were. All right. So the first book I picked, man, is like the obvious one, man. The first appearance of Shuri. That's Black Panther #2 from 2005, man. This at one time, right? Who Dat? This is $1,000 book, right? Wasn't this the $1,000 book?
$1,300 peak. $1,300.
I mean, it's a 330. I mean, it's lost 60, 75%, more than 75%. maybe like 80-85%, right?
And
If
and,
we're
when
down to 50.
when it got to 1300, it stayed at like 800 for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it stayed at 800 for like I want to say like 6 months maybe. It was a long time because I sold one. I had like 3 copies. I know I sold one for 800 and I sold one for like 600. And
Dude,
I kept my PC copy. So it's gradually dropped. Yeah,
it's
that's
gradually dropped, man. I mean, let's check out the prices here, man. So, what? First of all, what did you guys think about Shuri, man, in the Black Panther? Did you guys like her? Did you guys like her new mature portrayal of I mean, is she the queen now of Wakanda? She has to
uh,
be.
Technically, I think she is, isn't she?
Yeah, she has to be a queen, right?
Yeah.
she was until the end, but we'll go more into that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I
She
remember, man.
was. She was. She. We'll get deeper into it, but she basically took over the role her brother did when their dad was alive. If that makes any sense. You know,
Let me see him.
the brother was a Black Panther, and her dad was
Okay.
King.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And then here we go, man. Crazy. Just sold he sold his 9.2 for $125. I mean, that's cheaper than a raw. I mean, a raw. Let me see here. The raw's
That's
103. You know,
that's cheaper than the Raws were going for at one point.
I know, man. Let's check out what the prices were. So the prices were. So here we go. So this is what they have. There you go, right there. There's your $1,300 9.8. So this thing was selling around like in last year, about last year, a few months. Let's see, August right here or September. It was selling for September. In August. Yep, in September and August, October. It was selling for about
I see my
$1,000.
sale. I see my
What was
sale.
your sale?
810.
Which one?
810.
810. Right there. That's yours.
Yeah.
Hey man, at least you I mean, you
I mean,
sold it right on time.
I bought them for like 10 or 20, but it was less than $20 a piece.
Yeah.
Because I got them
Yeah.
at a shop at LCS, digging. You finally, it wasn't worth anything when I got it. So I think where it is right now is where it should be. Maybe a little bit higher. She is a significant character, but yeah, it's should be in that $500 range in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think everybody's kind of, what you said, man. Like the son of T'Challa, man, kind of ruined Shuri for spec value, right? So we kind of know that there's a limited time she's gonna be the Black Panther, man. So, but I heard she still has 12. The actress. You remember her name, right, Dan? You guys know what's her name, Dan? Dan?
Letitia Wright.
Letitia Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has 12 more movies to do with Marvel. I think she signed for 12 more movies, so she's gonna be around, man. She's gonna be around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I would say at least half of that she'll be like Black Panther. But let's see what the prices are right now. So there you go, man. The prices are about $350 to $300, man. If you can get $350 to about $300 right now, you can get for a 9.8. So yeah. I mean, it's lost more than a third, man. In regards to this one, so it's lost more than that's about 80%, 84%, and then for the rest, it's lost about a third of the price. You know what I'm saying, or 2/3 of the price. So yeah, man, that's a big dip, man. That's a big dip. I have a 9.8 too, man. So I didn't sell it. I just liked it. I couldn't, man. I mean, I love the cover, man. The cover is so dope, bro.
I just got lucky and
cover's
found, and I got lucky and found like 2 extra copies, and they all hit 9.8. So I just got lucky, and I make the like I always tell people, I make the hobby pay for itself. So yeah, I kept one, other 2 were gone, and I used that money to buy other stuff. So
Well, let me throw this question out to the panel, and that is that: do we know for a fact what's going to happen with this character moving forward? Again, if she's signed on for almost another dozen movies, that means the possibilities are almost endless with this character.
She's gonna be around for a while, man. I think.
Yeah.
12. How much you would say 12? They're making about 3 movies a year, so I mean, she should be in at least 1 or 2 of them.
12 means appearances, so she doesn't have to be the lead, and she can show up in Armor War. She can show up in the Ironheart show, like Space said. It's a lot of different things she can pop up at with those 12. She currently is the Black Panther, because that's no spoiler, because they released the new poster for her.
Yep.
So the world needed Black Panther like the world needed like Captain America and all that stuff. So she's gonna be Black Panther until she passes the mantle on. So yeah, that's what we're gonna get her as Black Panther. The CGI looked great, so I think it's gonna be good. She's kind of only thing I didn't like, with this character that she's supposed to be one of the smartest, but it kind of slid Riri into that little. Oh, you're like I'm like smarter than me, or kind of like it kind of felt like it.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, man. Riri kind of buttered herself in there with the ones with the brains, man. But next up, man, what you got? I think this was you. This one's you, Russ. Oh no, this is Efren. Go ahead, Efren.
Yeah, this is Black Panther, J. Scott Campbell from Black Panther #1. I just think there's an awesome looking cover, and I think I believe I have this one too. I got so many books.
You do?
Yeah, I have this one. Yeah, and signed by Campbell. And
you're gonna be happy about the stats, man, on this one.
Oh, it's an awesome looking cover, and I love J. Scott Campbell's work, man. And just I like the contrast between her and Panther behind her. So I think awesome looking cover. But I'm curious to see what the prices are for these. Because most books are going down. Obviously, like the previous book, but this one you said I should be surprised. So.
Yeah, you're gonna be surprised, man. Like at the prices on this book. But let me go back to the chat real quick. It says you got to think whoever paid these big numbers in regards to that Black Panther 2, they're hurting, man. If they pay, $1,300. And then they're saying, like Craig said, she'll show up in Ironheart. But you're gonna be surprised by this, man, because this is a ghost book, right? I would say who that?
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
This was given to Collector Summit, not Collector Summit. It was some kind of like Retailer Summit. Retailer Summit. This was given at the Retailer Summit when it's 2009. So if you didn't go to that or you didn't stay for the end because they passed them out at the end, and they had enough for everybody, but if people didn't say they had 3,000 for all the attendees, but only 1,500 showed up, and 1,500 and got thrown away. So
how'd you get your hands on one, F? Did you go to that?
I'm double checking to make sure I have it before I say anything else. So keep on
going.
I
bet F has it. Okay, watch. You'll see this. Watch. So this book stays strong, man. It's actually worth more than its average. The last one sold for about $5,000, man. April 24th, man, of this year, sold for $5,000. So even a 9.6 is going for $3,000. Wow, this book is a strong book, man. Really strong book.
Ghost. That's the definition of a ghost book that holds the value.
There's nothing. Look, man. I mean, if you put your exclamation point, man, right there. Like, there's how many? 5. Let's say 5, 1, 2, 6. There's only maybe like 10 or 12 books, man, that are graded that have been sold. I don't have the census right now. Do you have it?
I have it.
How did you get it, F? How did you get this ghost book?
eBay. Bought it over a year ago. I don't remember who I bought it off of, but no, I bought it. That Spidey guy. I forgot the name of his handle. He goes to a convention.
JPG.
Yeah, I think I got it from him, but I bought a book from him on eBay. Then we started talking, and he lives in San Diego area, so I went to his house and I bought some books off of him.
Dang, you got a great book, man. I mean, did you look at even a raw one for $3,000? You didn't pay $3,000 for yours, did you?
I don't remember what I paid for it. I paid a lot.
Yeah.
So,
you paid a lot.
I know
Okay.
that.
Hey, but you got a good book, man. It's still holding value at $5,000 was the last one sold, man.
And mine's signed too by Campbell.
Really?
Oh, that was he was trying to sell that one.
Yeah.
You got it for a good price. Because I remember what he was selling it for, and at the time I was like, man, that's kind of high. Oh, in my mind, I think it was around. It was over 1,000, but under 2,000.
Yeah, it was over 1,000.
Yeah, it was over 1,000, but under 2,000. But if you see with the 9, I think it was a 9.8, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
really?
yeah,
Slab
9.8 slab signed.
Yellow label.
I can grab it if you want me to.
No, man. I believe
know
you.
the book.
Okay,
I know the book because I know when you said the story, it's the lineage. I know where it came. I know because I used to chat with JP all the time on IG and stuff. So yeah, he was trying to sell me that book.
So you got a book that's holding strong.
Yeah.
Good investment, bro. Next up, man, what you got? Okay, what you got? Who that? You're the Riri expert, bro.
Man, I'm a Riri expert because I bought so many of these, and I always bought doubles or triples because I wanted to keep the a PC, keep one in the PC, but use the books wisely. But I've seen this book go from $800 to $600 to $500. Now it's like in the $300 range, and I've seen them sell on even a consignment page at 300 in a 90, and that's crazy in my opinion. It's a hard book to get a high grade in. It's a lot of
It
black.
is.
There's a
Yep,
lot
it
of
is,
black
man.
on this book, and that lightning that's you see on it, the graders can get confused, and you can actually get confused when you're looking
Yeah.
at the book because you'll
This
think
one
that's
right, like
scientific.
right here,
Yeah,
right. This one,
yeah,
this little part right here. Yeah, I know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
So it's not an easy book to get a 9.8. Not heavily ordered. People wouldn't order in a lot of Invincible Iron Man at the time and stuff. So it's gone down a lot. It's affordable now. I think it's settled at 300. I don't see it dropping anymore because I've seen so many sales around that
Mm-hmm.
price. So it's a book you're looking into getting. I say, for a 9.8 of a
Yeah.
character is going to be around for like 20 plus
Yep.
appearances in the MCU.
A lot of legs, man. You know.
Yeah.
And everybody's complaining about her armor in Black Panther. I'm like, bro, that's just her first armor, dude. Like
That was the Mach
that.
2 that she was using Wakanda. She was using vibranium
Yeah.
to make the stuff, and that's how it came out. I mean, she didn't get to keep that armor, so guess what? We're not getting that armor anymore.
Well, she only had a week to make that armor too. It seemed like it's like
Yeah,
maybe even less than a week, man.
and she
Uh,
did a good job for.
yeah, it looked good, man. She was whipping ass. But I agree with you, man. I think I have 5 copies of this, bro, and I don't have a 9.8. I look at all of them, and I always want to send one in, but I'm just like, when you see that little tick or like a little tick on the spine, you're just like, I was like, maybe they'll not see it, but they'll see it, bro. Like, and it's like, it's a hard one. It's a hard one, man. It's a hard
that
one
one
to
that
send.
one would be more to confuse people. If the tick is in the right spot, they
Mhm.
would miss it. But if it's in that top portion, yeah, they're gonna see that. But if it's in that half down, they'd be, oh, that might be part of the art.
Yeah. And I think Craig said that Graders did the same thing to one of my first appearances of Silk. Thought the cover was water stained. It was just brown. Yeah, man. That's the thing about the Graders now. You got to really be you have to really be cautious about the way you hydrate your books because they've been doing that water stain crap. They did it in like 2 of my books, man. I'm like, there ain't no water stain on here, bro. I have a freaking I have a blue light, bro. I check it with just to make sure, Like, but that's what they're doing now, man. So you guys better be careful. I mean, with my last batch, I just dry pressed mine. I didn't put it in hydration. I just, turn on the heat for a little bit and just left it in there for cold press for like 3 days. I did okay, man. So, yeah, I'll show you guys. I have my books behind me. But I'm waiting for Java to get his books back so we can do a whole little, show together, man. Trading off, man, on unboxing what we got. But yeah, man, you got to be careful about hydrating your books nowadays. I mean, I don't know if I'm the only one that got a couple of those back, but I was like, dude, you all look crazy, man. But there you go, man. So there's the prices right now. And I think I put here what the prices were. There you go. Who that?
Yeah, see, like you're talking $800, and then they kind of went to that high fours, and I thought the high fours would settle with this economy / market / all stuff that is going on, which I got more insight. I need to tell Dan about what's going on with what they're doing for this economy. He'll be like, wow. But yeah,
I want to hear
crazy.
too, man.
That's crazy. That's $290 though, man. That's crazy. People were selling raw copies. I kid you not. Raw copies for $225. Raw copies.
Well, one of the other shows I do watch Comic Tom, and he's always so optimistic about, prices are going up on this and that. He finally had to admit on his last episode that he called it is a buyer's market. And that's way of saying prices are coming down. So even he's finally admitting it without admitting it on his show.
Yeah,
it's a buyer's market for every investment right now, man.
If you have the money to get stuff, it's the best time to get. And not just talking about comics in general. If you have the money to get stuff that you saved money, you sold when it was at stuff at the heights, or if you just saved. People who save money, I see people who save plenty of money are buying comics like crazy right now. So
now, do you think prices will ever go back to where they were? Like, from 800, in the previous one, they were over 1,000.
I don't know about the books we're talking about, but I got a feeling books will gradually go back up percentage wise, because I was looking at a graph of like the economy and how stuff dipped like in the 2000s when the .com crashed, and then we went back up, and then it dipped like it was like 50-something% in the .com crash, 45% in the housing market crash in 2009. That's how I ended up buying my house. So that was a bad time, but thank you. And then we had COVID. COVID it was like in the 30s and 30% something drop in the market. And we've been dealing with this for like a year with the kind of, I guess, recession type thing, and it's only dropped like 20-something%. But the market's like so high. So it's like, yeah, it's dropped 20-something%. But if you got in at any of those lower points I was talking about, you're winning. You're still winning, even with the 20% drop.
Right.
Even with 20% drop. So that's the type of people I'm saying they're like, they have the money because they invested at all these lower times, and the market was going so high that a 20% drop on 1,000% gains from the last 20 years is not going to kill you.
The way I see it, man, there's always like there's always a bottom. There's always like this like very strong line of support, and once it hits that line of support, it just bounces. Like we're getting there, man. I think I was talking to one of my friends this afternoon, man. He's like, bro, just wait, man. Just wait to buy, man. Just wait to buy, because in January they're gonna rug pull. And once they rug pull, man, you just gotta wait for the bottom, man, and it always comes back up, man. It always comes back up. It will. You know what I'm saying? But comics, I think, will come up too, man. I mean, I remember like in the 90s, guys, when like you could get like Kobe Bryant rookies for like $5. Remember those days? I would go to flea markets. I would just buy a bunch of Kobe Bryant rookies, LeBron James rookies, all these rookies, bro. And then they were like saying like, collecting cars is over, like the price is gone. But what happened, man? Like it just,
the funny thing is how you talking about, you could have did that even 4 years ago, like getting those certain cards like 4 years ago, which is crazy that to think about. Not even that long ago.
This is back when I was living in Oakland, like maybe a couple years before I moved to San Diego. So it had to be like 2009 that was happening, around 2009.
2009 was a housing crash. A housing market crash.
And look, man, everything came back up, right? But hey, man, we got Swag in the house, man. What's up, Swag?
What's up, Swag? What's going on?
He's good. Man, Swag's a good show if you really want to watch, like, talk about, like, the mathematics of investing, man. He got some good stuff on there, bro.
And by the way, Swag Loss he's getting better with his presentation. You can see why he earned that Emmy.
Yeah. All right, man. So next up, I think you're up, F, man. Let's see here, man. Let me see here, bro. It's me. It's me. So I picked this, man. This is the first ongoing series of Submariner. I didn't want to pick like, his first, Golden Age and Silver Age appearance and all that stuff, because those prices are kind of out of range, man. I want to pick one that's, achievable, man. And something that we can actually kind of see where we're going. So Fine is going for 176 and 8.0 is going for 729. And I wanted to, we had to include the Submariner, man. This was his big debut, right? Like in the MCU. And I actually liked it, man. I actually liked the new Mesoamerica Submariner. What did they call him? Namor? Is that how they pronounced it in
Yeah, Namor.
Namor. I liked it, man. Yeah, as long as he has the wings on his feet, bro, I'm good. I was good with it, man. And I like the actor, and I like the presentation. I didn't really hear people talking bad about Namor or Namor. I'm just gonna say Namor, bro, so I don't get confused. So I think everybody kind of agreed that he the actor did pretty good, and that he had he showed up. So let's see what the prices are right now. So for 9.8, you can get. So I mean, we're looking at the prices right now, and This one just sold like a couple days ago, man, for
Wow.
$15,000. So this one's staying strong, man. You know, like what, a week ago? Was that a week ago or a week and a
Yeah.
half ago? One sold for 12 grand,
Wow.
and then a month ago one sold for 14 grand, 14,300, and 2 months ago one sold for 15, about the same price. You know, and look at this, man. Like
19, dang.
4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, almost 20 grand. Wow.
Yeah, but keep in mind though, this is Silver Age Marvel paper,
Yeah,
which isn't all that great. So and it doesn't specify if those are white pages or not.
And then let's see what. So I picked an achievable price that you can see this, but you can see this book is staying strong, like what Dan said, man. It's it's a Silver Age book, man, and it's hard to have a 9.8 white pages, right? In this, so I picked up a 9.0. So a 9.0, there is a dip, so it's about half the price from more than half the price. Wow, dropped about 2/3 in price from what it sold last year. Around May.
Those are 9.0s versus the 9.8s, though. Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, these are just 9.0s. I'm just looking at 9.0s. That's
Okay.
An achievable price for us. I mean, I don't think any of us are gonna go 15 grand right now. Like with the economy and everything. But I mean, this is a pretty decent price right now. $900 for a 9.0, if that's something you're into for Namor. And I think Namar's part of the Avengers. Like he's gonna be in the MCU. So long term for Namor. What are you guys thinking, man?
He's gonna be around for a long time. I mean, long term. I mean, they dropped the mutant line with multiple times with him. So he pretty much basically said he, just like in the comics, if you remember, he was the first mutant, or because they said he's the first one that was born like he was, and that was like 500 years ago. They said, or something like that.
Yeah, he's centuries old. I still don't buy the fact that he's just a mutant. I think there's more to this character. I'm thinking, and now with the movie, there's godlike powers that come with him.
Those, I mean, the wings on the feet, man. That just spells like something Greek, right? Like right there. That's some Greekish. That's some Greekish stuff going on.
So
there,
he's what, maybe 250? There's no way those little wings are going to pick up a man that big and make him fly that fast and that agile.
Right.
I could say something else about this character in this book, well, not this book, but I know this is like the book he chose, but that FF4 has dropped significantly. I just know from personal experience because I sold an FF4 6.5 white pages signed by Stan Lee, and if you have GPA, you can look it up yourself. I'll just say this: I sold it for over $3,000 more than the 6.5 last sale unsigned. So it's going like it was crazy high because people wanted it. And I don't know about you guys, if you ever went to conventions or you go to anywhere, have you ever seen a FF4? Like usually you don't never see them. You never see them. People are holding, and all of a sudden they pop up, and then I'll see them everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's good, but this book here, it's another one too. You would see it a few times, but now I'm seeing so many of them. Like, like everybody's hoarding them.
You see it?
Everybody was hoarding them.
I bet you the other book that people are hoarding that are coming out now is the one that came out just before this, the combination of Iron Man and Submariner, the one shot.
I see some of those. I see a lot of them on Instagram. Those ones are for sale too. Yeah. So next up, man, is F, man.
Yeah, well, this is the original Black Panther, Fantastic Four number 52. I had to put this one up here. I mean, it's a classic book.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, I'm fortunate to have one of these, to have this book. I bought it about over 5 years ago, before all the hype, and I got a decent price for it. And I got it signed by Stan Lee. So that's my personal collection. I don't think I'm ever going to give that one up, or sell it one. But I'll have it on sale next week.
Or 2 weeks. 2 weeks at our
2 weeks. Yeah, 2
weeks.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. It's a beautiful looking cover, man. I'm so happy and fortunate to have this book. I had to put this one up there.
Yeah,
I've got one too. I got a nice, pretty raw copy. There's no way I'm getting rid of it ever.
Yeah.
It means too much to me.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, I have I would say a 3.0 that Uncle Al gave me, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not
Wow.
gonna never
Wow,
get that
that's
one.
all.
Yeah.
So all this is one book we all have on the panel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I love this book,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of sentimental value for me, man, for my my Uncle Al, man. But
But still damn undervalued.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually
is.
Yeah, really is under compared to all those Fantastic Four keys. This is probably in the top 5 of undervalued ones.
There you go, like 9.4s, man. You know, it's still. I mean, it's still staying pretty
That's strong.
strong though.
Yeah, pretty strong.
At the-
Yeah,
you know,
Recent.
above a 9.0. Yeah, still pretty.
Yeah.
Still.
I'll
we
say
all-
I'll say an argument about this book. You see, there's only 2 sales in a 9.8. That book should be over $100,000 in a
Yep.
9.8.
Yeah.
Because look at this book. Tell me,
It's a hard fit for
it's
real, bro.
all black. Man. Where are you gonna get? Where you have to have perfect with this book.
Yeah.
Get a 9.8.
Yeah.
That should be $100,000 book.
Well, these sales are from 2016 also. So yeah, I think you're right.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, people are holding on. I mean, that's something to say though, man. People are holding on to the, if they're. I mean, I wish maybe next time I'll try and bring up some census numbers, man. But I don't know how many 9.8s are out there, but not many people are selling them. You know, like they're keeping them, man. It's a sentimental
honestly,
book.
I would probably sell it and buy a 9.6.
Right.
Like,
And
I'll be happy.
And then crack it and press it and resubmit it. Right.
Right. Press that,
man.
baby, man.
Yeah, man.
See if you can make an another 100,000 on it, bro.
Yeah,
'Cause I mean, it has to be over 100,000 right now. I mean, this is
Yeah.
the last ones that sold over 65 and 83, man. So let me see here. Let's go back to the chat, man. I didn't forget about y'all, man. So we see here, man. Neymar was hard. Yep, he was. I liked him a lot, man. Ozzy's in the house. What's up, Ozzy, man? Perfect timing. Rocking that speedo like Neymar. No more? You doing it no more, bro? Hey, man. I'm down if you're down, man. We've been calling him Namor all along. Say we keep it. Yeah. Namor. Ozzy. And then if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's right here with the Namor, man, with the Rudies. And then we see here. Okay, well, I think we're good, man. Ozzy says... Yeah, he said there are 9.8s on the census.
Wow.
So there you go, man. You know, so it should be over $100,000. I would say maybe 125, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's 2016. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know, and is that 2016? Was that when he showed up in Civil War? It was around 2016, right?
I think
Was
so.
it?
I think
16.
You might be right because that was 6 years ago. So
Yeah. That was dope, man, when he showed up, though, man. I remember that, man. That was good. That was great. All right, man. Next. Here we go for 8.0s, man. So, achievable ones for you guys, man. You know, if you would say $3,000 is achievable. But it's kind of, it's holding its value there, man, at 8.0s. You know, I mean, it hasn't lost half yet. You know, like, here's the big sales right here for 8.0s, man. So, you can actually get one now for around, $3,000. I would say around $3,000. $3,000 is a fair number, right?
Yeah.
An achievable, a nice copy. What do you got, F? What's your...
I think mine's like a 6.5.
6.5.
Right,
How about you, Hudat?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. What happened?
No.
He's got an 8.5. I know that because he's beat me more than once with it.
Oh, Dan, no. Dan got the 8.5 stamp.
Hey, look. And I'll say this. I have an 8.5, but I took a gamble. I had an 8.5 old label, a Gen 1 CGC label.
Mm-hmm.
It had pencil writing on the back, and you could tell it wasn't pressed clean. So I said, you know what? We'll take a shot at it, press and clean it. It came out way nicer. Still came back at 8.5. So I was like,
really?
oh, yeah.
Wow.
I got the pencil writing off and everything. And I was like,
oh,
yeah,
really?
So yeah. So I left it alone because at that time I was naive because I didn't know anybody doing pressing and cleaning but CCS. So so I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna take another gamble and get a good press and clean guy to do it. Leave it alone. 8.5. I bought it a long time ago, way before. I think I bought it in 2016. So I'm good when I
I got mine a couple years ago. I only paid $500 for it. It's a nice I'd say honestly it's a 5.5, but it's clean. It's really clean and crisp. I'm happy with it. But with CGC and my lack of trust with them, I'm just going to keep it raw.
Mm-hmm. Don't blame you, man. Don't blame you. All right. Next up is who that, man? Go ahead, bro. I like this book too, man.
Yeah, this is
But
Invincible Iron Man #7 Women of Power variant. This was a pretty popular line of the Women of Power stuff, but not many shops ordered a lot of these copies. So I know when I had to go to a couple shops before I was able to find it, and I found it. Paid a variant price, whatever. It wasn't crazy price, but it wasn't easy to find. I'll just say like that. And the prices for a long time were like, I think around, oh man, I want to say around $800. They stayed there for a long time, and then I guess 700 to 800. But it just was a hard book to get because if you wanted a raw copy, you were spending over $200 for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was very depressed when I started seeing the sales of this book because literally, I follow a consignment page, Elite Comics 11, and they had a 9/8 for $200.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I knew. That's when I knew the prices have dropped because they don't allow you to sell books above FMV, or either you're selling at FMV or a little bit below.
Mm-hmm.
Because the goal is to move books. It's not to show off a collection and say, "Oh yeah, this book is selling for $200, but I want to sell it for $5." So yeah, that's when I knew that book kind of fell off. I mean, I had 2 copies and I still have 1 left. So
yeah, I have 1 9.8, man, but it's not even worth selling anymore, bro. I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep it. Just look at that, man. It just dropped in half in 1 month. Bam, man.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, went 439 to 214, man. I thought this was the book, man, because I thought this was, besides this one and the blue one on the number 9, I thought these were the 2 books. Yeah,
right
blue. Yeah. I thought those were the 2 books, man, but I guess this wasn't. This was just
I thought it was too. Yeah, it might have been a little bit more because you always think about cover. If they would have probably had Riri in a cover, maybe in a dress or something, this probably would have a little bit more, fire behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of what happens with those books when you're missing the character on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just surprised. It's not the Women of Power variants are not easy to come by. I'll say it like that.
Do you guys remember that J. Scott Campbell book that got taken? It was with Riri Williams, but they took it off because they said it was too overly sexualized.
Yeah.
If that book would have stayed in the market, I wonder how much it would have been worth.
Is it the teddy bear? Not the teddy bear one, right?
No. She has like a tank top.
Yeah.
I have the regular. I have the regular cover, the cover that they made him touch up, and in the comics, she was a teenager, like a high schooler. So I kind of understand, but MCU, she's an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
And then she kind of had almost a similar shirt, like in a couple parts of the movie. So I think that book, that'd be one of the variants. I think would have probably been a little bit higher because I've noticed certain variants.
And were you able to see the trailer for the Ironheart show?
Yes.
Because I know. Okay, yeah. Yes. I just want to make sure because we saw that at D23. So I don't even know.
Somebody did it live. That we kind of. I think we kind of know this person. I forgot who it was. If I say to remember it, you'd be like, oh yeah, I follow him. Somebody was there when you guys were there, and he was like live. So I'm watching it, and in the Riri trailer came up, and I was like, okay, now I'm excited.
Yeah. It looks good. It's in Chicago and everything, and I think it may show a little bit of her origins. Like how she became who she is with the chip on her shoulder. So
when her show comes out, we should revisit these prices, and not the Black Panther one, but the Riri one. See if the Riri ones gone up in price.
Yeah, I want to see that too, man. Also, I want to see number 9 too, the blue one. I don't even know. I forgot who the artist was, but everybody knows the blue one.
I didn't want to look up that one because that one's depressing as well.
Yeah, it's depressing.
I'll tell you right now, that had peaks of $6,000.
Yeah,
wow.
And now it's under $2,000. And the $6,000 was understandable because that book is more rare than the one in 25 Miles Morales.
You wouldn't believe it, bro. You wouldn't believe it who that, but I found two in a back bin here in San Diego.
I can believe it because I
I
bought
found
two.
two. I was like, what?
At a LCS, like at two different LCSs. So I can
I know.
believe it. And then I paid like that's why I was like, it's all about what you have in the book. If you buy stuff
Yeah.
for cover price, you're not upset. I bought
You know,
bought those books
well,
for like $8.
I mean, I'm
$8 a piece.
upset too, though. I mean, it was 6,000. It was supposed to go to 8,000. Now it's at 2,000.
I was
now.
holding off because I saw what Miles' book was doing, and I was like, this should easily get to the $30,000 range, just like Miles, because this one's harder to get, and it was not that many in the census at the time. But it is what it is. I'm not. Am I upset? No. I have two of them. I keep one to give one to my daughter. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Man, look at Zorson is in the house, man. Look, Swag's giving us some hope, bro. Swag, he says, I think they will, man. Q3 of 223, the economy might start to trend up. I hope so, man. It's all kind of bleak, man. It's just, I mean, I'm hopeful too, Swag, man. I'm hopeful too, man. We're gonna get back there. So. I hope so, man. Because if we don't start trending up soon, man, it's been a minute with the economy that we're in right now.
Yeah, regarding the economy, we have no idea what's going to happen. I know it's not going to be great this coming, this next year. A lot of things have to happen, and a lot of things are still up in the air. It could be actually a pretty good turnaround, or it could be a miserable, dragging on of the economy. We don't know.
But next up, man. Next up is me, man. So I picked this up. This is the first time we saw Shuri as Black Panther. So it's not the number one. It's just her on the cover. But she actually shows up as the Black Panther right here, and I want to see, if there's some love for Shuri going on, man. So you guys see here, near mint goes for $59, 9.8 goes for $284. The trend is down at 5.38%. I remember when this book was hot, man. You guys remember when it's around there, around October, July. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. The price, the highest here for a 9.8 was about $750, man. And now look where we're at, bro. So I don't think Shuri's getting any love, man. As a Black Panther. I think it's it's partly it's half the economy, and I think people miss Chadwick, man. You know what I'm saying? So those are hard shoes to fill, man.
You know what else hurt this book? Cover the issue 1 cover, J. Scott Campbell. That's what else hurt. That's what. Because the issue 1 J. Scott Campbell regular cover in a 9.8 was selling higher than this one in a 9.8. Because I sold one, and I was like, I'll rebuy it when the dip goes down, because I knew it was inevitable. Stuff was starting to drop, so I was like, I'll get it again. And that cover I'm talking about, the J. Scott Campbell one, the regular cover, I sold it for $800 in a 9.8. And this is when the trend was going down, and this book wasn't even reaching. I think it was around $300, and I was like, "This is the book we should be getting." Like you have, this is the book you need to get, because she doesn't appear into the story until this issue. And it's a good storyline. If anybody wants to read that storyline, I forgot how long it goes, but it's a good story. It's a good storyline.
Yeah. Are you collecting this one, F?
For some reason, I just said, you know what? It's only 12 issues long, this series. So I says, I'm gonna try to get all of them. So I got I'm missing on probably about half of them, but I just want to get them all. I think they're cool looking covers. It's just from PC, just it was a short run, not a lot of issues I have to buy. So that's why I decided, about a month ago, I said I'm gonna get me these issues. And I like the one with Namor on the cover of it also. It's not like I don't know who
the white one is like that. That's the white one, right? Yeah,
that's the one I bought from Jive. So I thought it was a cool looking cover. So yeah, I like.
But you got the big daddies though, bro. You're good. Yeah. you cleared the big daddies, man. So,
got those out of the way.
So there we go about Black Panther number 5, man. It's on a big dip. It's on a big dip, unfortunately. And here we go, man. Go ahead, who that?
All right. So out of all the reread books, and like I said, Past Point said we need to revisit this, because I would love to see the trend, maybe before the show and during the show or something like that. But this book is actually worth more than the cameo and the first appearance. Has a couple of factors going with it. The cover, people love the cover, and it's super low print count. And It's dry. It's dipped a lot. I want to say it's dipped a lot, but it's still over five. It's still like $500 book in
Bro,
a 9.8.
it's holding kind
Yeah,
of
it's still
though, you know.
it really is because a consignment shop sold one for $475. Like I said, they always go a little bit under that last sale, which was $503. And guess what? Somebody bought it immediately.
Right
They
there,
bought-
look
'cause
at that,
you don't-
dude.
That's
9.6
it.
for 600.
Yeah, they don't come up much. They don't come up much. I'm lucky enough to have a 9.6. That's why I didn't go to buy it at 9.8. But I want to say it's under 10,000 print count. But you know, at one point that book kept popping up everywhere, and now it looks like I can't find it anywhere. So if you get it, and you can get it at a good price, I would say pick it up. It's not, you know, very low print count.
Well, Zoris, man, $136 for, you know, a no grade right now, sold on November 6th. So that's way better than what it says right here for the most common raw. So that's way under the price point, man. It's pretty.
Oh, let me tell you, the retailers ordered less than 1,000 copies.
Wow. Yeah, I've been looking for this book for a minute, man. I can't. It's a hard one to find, man. You know, definitely a hard one to find.
But yeah, I mean, out of all of them, I would say if you can get one of the three I mentioned, I would say get this one.
All right, man. So those are our review for a review of like some of the keys that, you know, we wanted to look at, man, to see how they're doing in the market right now. But let's get on to our favorite part of this segment.
Come on, now, to the now, to the now.
All right, man. So I kind of picked this for all of us, man, because I think we can all agree, man. The Red Goblin, man, and the Goblin Child is a no, man. We're not trying to buy this one, man. This is on like a bunch of top 10s, and I looked at it, I'm like, but why? But why would you buy this? But why would you even show this? Like, I mean, I'm so sick of, you know, $7.99. You know, I'm the sickest of all. Are you sick of? I mean, Efren, are you sick of $7.99? Like I'm sick of $7.99.
It's just in a flash in the pan stuff, just to try to sell books, you know. And look at that, you know, a little goblin. You know, who doesn't want that? Isn't he so cute? So,
dude, this. I mean, you know, little normie, man. So I don't know, man. You know, like I'm just kind of like, no, I'm not buying that, and I hope you guys aren't buying it either, man. I hope you guys aren't going straight to, you know, eBay or wherever you're going and buying this book, because that's a straight no, man. But anyways, man, let's get.
I'm looking at this before I get to that. It reminded me of that old logo, the Underworld Deviled Ham logo. That's what that is.
And look at, man, they got every colored goblin now too, bro. They got the gold goblin, right? There's a gold goblin now, something like that.
Yeah,
I heard. I was like,
gold
what
goblin, red goblin, green goblin,
purple? No, I don't even know. They didn't have the purple, bro. Maybe I'll buy the purple one, man. The purple one, man. But let's get on to the very best part of this show, man. And that's it's time to learn. It's time to learn. You guys ready?
yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Welcome to Comic Book Corner. I'm Dan De La Torre. Thanks for joining us this evening. In our shout out this evening, someone I've made friends with very recently and very quickly, a man named Thorough. And I've really enjoyed his show ever since I've been watching it. And we run another one of his shows on a different topic. And we may join a different platform outside of YouTube. But anyway, Thorough is just a great, great individual. What I like about his show is that he's very, very cut and dry, no nonsense. He has this down-to-earth practicality regarding everything he talks about, and he's just a very, very pleasant individual. Check out Thorough, his channel. I believe he's on, now don't quote me, I should have looked this up. It was Wednesday, Thursday. He's on 2 to 3 times a week. Some of those shows are random, but when you do see the show, I think you'll be very much entertained and informed. Let's move on to a very sad segment here. We had the very sad passing of Kevin Conroy since our last show. Since the DC universe is still having a tough time getting its act together, there was one thing they had a very strong point, and that was a DC animated series back in the 90s and 2000s, and Kevin Conroy was the voice of Batman. He was for, I believe, almost 30 years, and he was an exceptional voice actor. He certainly will be missed. Those shows stand up to this day. They were classics. Again, DC should take note that was a great success on their part. And actors like Kevin Conroy were quite good, and he will be missed. We wish him and his family all the best. Kevin Conroy was 66 years old. We respectfully move on to the Black Panther movie, and we wanted to give I don't want to give a complete review of the movie, more of a partial review, if you will, and I wanted to profile certain segments. And what I wanted to see was, let's start with the main actress herself, Letitia Wright, who I think, to be totally honest, I wasn't the biggest fan of her in the first movie. She was a little too sassy for me, a little too playful, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in the context of the Wakandans, who are very, very serious, she didn't fit as much. That completely changed in this particular movie. I think she absolutely nailed the role. I believe this actress knew the weight and gravity that was upon her by taking on this role. She took it very, very seriously, and I dare say this is an Oscar-winning performance. In fact, if the Oscars do not recognize this as if this movie doesn't dominate in next year's Oscars, then something's very, very wrong. This is an incredible movie across the board with great acting throughout. I love the storyline. I was a little not apprehensive, a little I went cautiously regarding the fact that there's no more Chadwick Boseman and they're replacing the Black Panther role as opposed to finding a new actor to take this on. I think that what they did was absolutely exceptional. And again, she definitely deserves a high praise for this. But there are a few aspects I wanted to talk about with the movie itself. Let's talk about Angela Bassett, who also did an incredible performance. She's an absolutely beautiful woman and a stunning actress. But what got me was when she, at the very beginning of the movie, she and her delegation go to what has to be the UN. And she sits down, and the UN starts launching into her from, they used France, and I forget what the other country was. They were demanding that they release their resources, which in this case is the vibranium. And she says, no, absolutely not. Now, keep in mind that if there was a Wakanda, and they did have this rare and very powerful element, that would be the last thing they should do. They should not give this very dangerous element to a very dangerous world. Look at what's going on in our world today. You have war in Ukraine. There are wars throughout the world. In many ways, and this is a speculation on my part and observation from an older person, in many ways, humanity has not changed in centuries. It's still very primitive. It thinks in a very primitive mindset. We're still at war with each other. And if I had an ultra powerful weapon that would wipe out everything else, the last thing I would do would be give it to a world that I simply don't trust, because they have lost most of our trust. And so that scene hit home with me. And I think they played that absolutely brilliantly. And she played that role with absolute distinction and class. She is a very, very classy lady. That was more than impressive. What else? I'm looking for pardon me, I had my pictures set up here. Oh, these two played off each other so well. This was absolutely hilarious. I want to see more of this. I don't know if we can. I'd love to see more of this if possible going into the next movie. This was an absolute pleasant surprise, the way they played off each other. And anyway, this was a great balance of comedy, of some suspense, a lot of action, but it wasn't action that was just sort of thrown out there haphazardly. Every action scene had quite a bit of purpose, and I was very, very taken with it. But then regarding Namor himself, and when we come to, it was difficult to sort of switch, because again, as an old Silver Age collector, Namor was a white person, like many of the characters from Marvel, because that was the audience of the day. Everyone had to be white, and then they changed it to this character here. But it was also the nation of Atlantis, the sunken city. They changed that name to something I can't really pronounce, But when I first heard about it, I looked at it, with one eye open, seeing, looking, is this the direction they want to go into? Now, after seeing the movie, I'm extremely satisfied with it. Basically, what I'm seeing here is sort of a take on the Aztec way of life and the Aztec artwork. And I sort of give that, if I'm right, and I think I am, I think that's more of an homage to Jack Kirby. Because if you look at Jack Kirby's art, there's very much an influence in Aztec art. I mean, you look at the Eternals, for example. Eternals #1, that's clearly Aztecian, in my opinion. This may be a great approach to them, and I love what they've done. And this actor, who I also didn't know, he also won me over. Now, his take on the world is different than Angela Bassett's, in the sense that he's had run-ins with the world, and he doesn't trust this world whatsoever. He wants to protect his own people, and that's his right as king. And so what he does, he's much more aggressive, kind of like the way he was in the early days of Silver Age. He was more of a villain than anything else, and he seemed very, very ruthless. Later, he softened as he started to understand there are some good people in this world, but we'll probably see that firsthand. But I do understand the aggressive nature of what he did. It was very, very brutal, but very, very direct, because, again, he lives in a world where he simply doesn't trust, and he declares war on the surface world. But I do think the approach was very, very, very well accepted. And again, look at the trade dress costume from Namora. Again, that is very Aztecian. I love the Indian aspect of it. I think the costumes were exceptional all by themselves. And I am so taken by this movie. If this isn't movie of the year, I think the Hollywood will hear about this. But look at the final picture of Namor. I much love this picture, and also, of course, he's adored in gold here. But at some point in the movie, Letitia Wright identifies that he is wearing mostly vibranium. So the story goes that the nation formerly known as Atlantis also is rich with vibranium, which does go to one of my suspicions that Namor is more than a mutant. He is named a mutant in this movie, but he has more than mutant-like powers. These are godlike powers. And I think if there's a connection with the vibranium and maybe the Eternals themselves, who knows the origins of this, we're going to find out a lot more about this character than we expected. And I think there's nothing but bright things ahead of us for this particular character and characters. I can't wait for the next episode of this. Everyone, let's go to our picks of the week along those lines. And since the Submariner has been revealed, he is going to be around for a long, long time. And using my Silver Age aficionados, I wanted to bring a few issues forward, rather. To the left is Submariner 37. Now, as I said, the character became more human and more down to earth. This is the death of Lady Dorma, she dies at the hands of Atuma. And Namor was very much struck by this. He was very, very stoic, very, very stone-faced, because he has to be. And the same can be said in this movie. But this clearly affected him in a way that most people would react, losing the love of their life. And he was never the same afterwards. I would definitely, if you don't have this issue, it's still extremely reasonably priced. I would get a nice copy of this, or a few copies. To the right is Submariner 67. This is the first appearance of his new costume. Now, I mention this because the way he was defeated in the movie was very Silver Age-esque, where they used the method of drying out his skin. Most of his strength comes from his skin and the moisture that he keeps in it. That's sort of like that gives him his strength, and once it dries out, he begins to weaken. I think this is a very, very smart character who won't fall for the same mistake twice. So most likely he will attain a suit like this to keep his moisture in his skin as long as possible, so he can keep his fighting powers up. So hopefully, because I love this costume, I hope it's along these lines here. But again, you can't go wrong having issue 67 of the Submariner. Next, we have a couple of Hulk issues. To the left is Hulk 140. Now, that is a Harlan Ellison with a great science fiction writer, the late Harlan Ellison and Roy Thomas combination. It was a beautiful, heartwarming story of the Hulk shrinking to a subatomic world called Kai. Now, since the Bill Murray spec, as I mentioned in the last episode, is probably not going to happen the way I thought, now's probably a good time to get your hands on this. This is an absolute classic story. There may be some sort of connection with this later on. I don't know. But speaking of the Hulk, since he is on his way, apparently, as Universal will be giving or selling, I suppose, or Disney will finally get their hands on the Hulk persona. This is a little-known issue called Hulk 223. And in this particular issue with the Hulk, Bruce Banner actually finally cures himself after years and years of trying to rid himself of the Hulk and the gamma radiation that permeates his body. It somehow, for whatever reason, simply explodes out of his body and he's cured forever. And that's all as far as I'll say. It does continue on in Hulk 224 and 225, but that's a great, great story. And I just love that cover. Look at that, the gigantic Hulk over a kneeling Bruce Banner. I've always loved that story, love that cover, and that's extremely reasonable. And the cool thing is no one's watching it, at least until after this episode. A few more issues here. The Tales to Astonish number 100. There most likely is going to be a Submariner Hulk battle because it was mentioned in the Wakanda movie that the Submariner's strength is virtually equal to that of the Hulk. That's for the most part true. When the Hulk is calm, they're roughly the same strength. When the Hulk gets mad, then his strength does increase. But there's the battles between the two of them are classic, and this is one of the best here. This is a Marie Severin cover. Hulk is well above the city. Look how far above they are of the city. The battle was quite good, and this does lead into the aforementioned one shot with the Submariner heading into his own series. And to the right is Submariner 101, Tales to Astonish 101. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous cover where the Hulk lends into Asgard, and it's just a fun story. Again, Marie Severin at her best. No one else is talking about this issue, but that's an issue that leads into Hulk 102 when the Hulk starts his own series. But that is a just dynamite series where the Hulk goes into Asgard and then runs into the Enchantress and Executioner, and I won't say any more. I probably said more than I should. The last two issues, speaking of Jack Kirby and his love for the Aztecian artwork, look at Eternals 1 and Eternals 2. I did get my hands on a nice mid to high grade Eternals 1 for not that much. I had not read the Eternals, to be honest with you, until that first issue. It was on the list. I've not read everything, but I fell in love with the story, and the next one that is very much on the list, which I don't have as yet, is Eternals number 2, and that is the first appearance of the Celestials. The Celestials have already made an appearance. There will be more of those as this Eternal story moves forward, and with the Wakanda and the Atlantis with their revelation of their Vibranium, I think there will be a connection in some regard to the Celestials and the Eternals again. And no one's talking about it because the Eternals movie wasn't all that great, so this is a good time, like any other, to get your hands on these books. But I would probably start here. Everyone, in the next episode, who knows what's going to happen? I think we might talk about some of the if there's any DC news, because I'm hoping the Black Adam movie will spark some inspiration on that franchise, which certainly needs it. And I think we'll be getting closer to having conversations about the Ant-Man movie, because I think that's going to be an absolute dynamite movie with Kang the Conqueror reprising his role and reprising everyone's interest, because again, that's been dormant ever since episode 6 of Loki. Everyone, thanks for joining for the Ian Hoodrat Network. I'm Dan Delatorre, and this is Comic Book Corner.
Great segment, Dan. And I agree with you with the Namor suit. You know, he's not gonna let anybody fool him twice, man.
No,
you know?
no.
Yeah, because they figured out his weakness, his Achilles heels, man. It's like dry him out, you know. So definitely, man, definitely. But when do you think Namor's coming back? Because he kind of went back underground. No one really knows. The Wakandans didn't mention him, you know, in the movie. I mean, to anybody outside of Wakanda, you know. So he's gonna have to flush back out somewhere. I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon either. You know?
I'm gonna let Russell answer that question.
One of two things, or maybe both, that we will see him back in is Captain America: New World Order,
That's a long time from now.
or Armor Wars.
I agree.
Those are both movies. I think they're going to keep him on the big screen. Those two they both make sense in a way, especially New World Order. Can kind of hint on a new superpower, and they still probably don't discover it. But Armor Wars, because of the vibranium that they have in the ocean. So it's I think it's one of those two. We'll see. Might see another glimpse of him in, and definitely probably Kang Dynasty.
And we got James in the house, man. He has something to say about Namor. He said Namor is such a beast. Tenok Huerta as Kuulkan. Is that how you say? Kuulkan. Yeah.
Kukulkan, yes.
Kukulkan. The feathered serpent god mutant was introduced just like Black Panther in Civil War. Can't wait to see the solo Kukulkan. Say it again.
Kukulkan.
Kukulkan. Namor. In the movies. And I think he agrees with you, man. Captain America. You know what I'm saying? New World Order probably. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ian.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Dan.
I was just going to say that I agree with everything that Hudat said, but I would also add that now that the world has sort of discovered that there's vibranium. Right now, I can't say vibranium. Vibranium. I can say Kukulkan, but I can't say vibranium. Anyway, once it's discovered that element is in his land, they're going to be having a number of nations trying to go get it. And that's going to piss off Namor, because he's going to come to the surface saying, you're disturbing and destroying my land, which they are. And then that's going to revive. If he comes back, it's not going to be piecemeal. It's going to be a major, war against the surface world, because he's going to be taking revenge.
You know what, man? Let's just get into it, man. Let's just start talking about this. So, hey, guys, let's do this, all right? Supposed to hit Downer Clown, all right? So, but for Downer Clown, we're just going to talk about Wakanda Forever, man. And I want to get your takes, okay? So, I want to know, like, the best part, the worst part, what could they have done different, and what would you give it on a scale 1 to 5, 5 being the best? And I'm gonna start with Dan, man. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, you would start with me. Man, that's a big question. The best, because there were several best parts.
It could be several best parts too.
I think Let me start with the worst part. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but I say worse in the sense that it didn't make any sense. When Namor first shows up in Wakanda and he sees Angela Bassett and Letitia Wright, they're extremely advanced people, and they see this intruder in their land, and they can't say, hey, wait, intruder, like, we've got some major breach here. I know they're out in a very private moment trying to pay their respects to the late Black Panther, but they didn't have any, we would have cell phones and all that. They just stood there with their spears thinking that, they're trying to, ward this guy off. That didn't make any sense to me. Best part, okay, I guess the best part is who didn't get teary-eyed watching this movie? I got teary-eyed at least twice. At the very beginning, of course, at the end. I think, and when you have a movie that brings your emotions out, you can't, all you can do is applaud, because they got me. They got me in this movie.
I'll go next, man, just to let you guys think, man. I think the best part of it was the beginning, because it was they had a lot of, like, trailers, man, before this movie, like a half an hour worth of trailers, and then it just started, bro. Were you guys surprised when when you heard Letitia Wright's voice? I was like, what? It just started, and it just went into, like, it just went into pandemonium, man, about, like, her and losing T'Challa, I thought that was I didn't think you could do any better than that, man. Like, like the and then the just her, her and Angela Bassett, the way they their way of grieving for T'Challa. I mean, they were grieving for Chadwick too, man. I mean, it looked like they were. It really looks like the cast for this film is they're a big family, man. You know, it looks like they're a big family. I also liked M'Baku. I mean, a lot of people, you know, I mean, I think M'Baku really grew, man. You know, like how he said, I promised T'Challa that I would, I would, mentor you and, and let you know when you know, what I would think was doing the right thing and and the wrong thing. And I really liked M'Baku, man. I think M'Baku is going to be a very big part of like Wakanda, in coming films. And that's another good book to get. I just love the actor for M'Baku, man, and I love the way he called what's her name, the little bald head devil. You know what I'm saying, when he walked in. I thought that was funny as hell, man. You know, you little bald head devil, man. You know, but the worst part, man. Let me see, man. I agree with Dan. You know, like I was like, with all that technology. And I was like, how does that? How do you guys have a force field and it doesn't go underwater? Like, and they came in twice underwater. Like, didn't you guys? If you knew Namor came in underwater like the first time, why'd you let them come the second time? Because you know they're gonna come from underwater, right? Like, that whole thing didn't make sense to me, man. I'm like, you guys should have set up some defenses underwater or in the river or something, right? With all that was going on, what they could have done differently, I don't think they could have, man. I mean, I think when Chadwick passed away, like they were scrambling, man. They were really scrambling, like to figure out how they were going to, incorporate and decorporate Chadwick, from the story. And I think this is the best way they could have done it, man. I don't think there's any other way. You know what I'm saying? I think this is I think everybody was grieving. I think, I don't even think you could see the grieving of reality, like kind of bleed into the movie. You know what I'm saying? These are real. I thought this was real emotion for, like for Disney and, and the whole cast and director and everybody else, man. And, it was probably a difficult movie for all of them to make, like to go on with, and to have it to like, to dedicate it to Chadwick at the same time and make a good story out of it, like let everybody grieve but still have like this energy that Black Panther is known for, like the movies, I think that's the best way they could have done it, man. But let me see here, and I like one more. I like Killmonger. I like when Killmonger showed up. That surprised the hell out of me, man. I was like, damn, they really did it, bro. They really brought Killmonger and Michael B back into the story, twice, and I thought that was very surprising and unique about Wakanda Forever, man. But you guys want to Rochambeau for who's next? Russ and F. Who wants to? Go ahead.
I'll go. Well, first out of 5, I'll give it like a 4.5 out of 5. That's how I would rate it if I had to give it out of 5 stars or something like that. So 4.5. Some of my favorite parts, I had a couple of favorite parts. My favorite action scene was the motorcycle / car chase. That was probably one of my favorite scenes, especially the battle between Okoye and Atuma. And it kind of showcases Okoye's elite fighting skills against a person who is probably a good warrior, but he uses more of his strength. He doesn't have any fighting skills. He just kind of, uses more of his strength as his weapon. And it shows that, just with a little help, she overmatches him later on in the movie in to prove that she is the better warrior. So that was like my favorite part. Another favorite part was anytime Angela Bassett was on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime. Her words kept you in it. Her words made you want to shed a tear on certain things. Her care for everybody, including outsider in her land, shows something not just of a mother, but of her queen that she was portraying. Basically you're a guest, and that's how like you're a guest. I'm going to protect you, and that's how what she kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime she was on screen, I'm more on the side of if she at least should get nominated for Best Supporting Actress. At least that's the least I want to see. I don't know who would beat her or any other movies, but she shouldn't get nominated for that as Best Supporting Actress. It's a disservice to uh, actors and actresses performing, because her performance in that was amazing. So that's my feeling. That the kind of the worst stuff is like, and it's a lot of good little things that kind of was like I didn't care for. Um, I didn't like the world doing stuff to try to get vibranium. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of like a little like the French would send in elite forces to raid a Wakanda vessel, and that was I didn't like that. It really, but it led to certain things we need to. I didn't like that, and also I think it was Doctor Comics said not kind of telling us what sickness or disease killed T'Challa. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they could have mentioned something, or they could even mention something that say it was from the snap, like people were dying of a certain disease from the snap. That would like make sense too as well, and I mean, understandable why he couldn't survive it because they didn't have the flower. That was all burnt down from the first movie. But yeah, it kind of like not saying what killed him. Kind of was like a little cop out, kind of like oh he's sick. That's all we're gonna tell you. I wish it would have did more into it, because if you're gonna do it, let's do it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
So but overall, man, great movie. I would love to go see it again in theaters. It's such a hard movie to see twice, but not because of a slow pace or none of that. It's because it's 3 hours. You gotta have 3 hours free, and that's the only reason why I say it's hard to go see it again in theaters, because I gotta have another 3 hours free to go see it. But definitely gonna be rewatching it as soon as it drops on Disney Plus. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Like as soon as it drops, I'll be rewatching it. Even if I have to watch a little bit, pause it, go do something, come back and finish watching it, because I'm gonna watch it again. But if and the last thing I want to say is, if anybody's like I said, I think I said it before, if you're a fan of acting and writing, this is top notch. If you writing and acting, everybody did their thing. Everybody did. Even the little comedy they had in it was not overdone. And Riri, to me, Riri was perfect. That little, she kind of led to a lot of stuff, but she was that perfect little um, comic relief that wasn't overdone. She was playing her age, and playing her, as a smart, young woman. She was playing her age, and that's what kind of made you. So I like this character.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more of her. So people try to knock certain things of the movie. The people that do that are just trying to find something wrong with it when nothing else is wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
So enjoy it, go see it, and that's all I'm gonna say, man.
I gotta agree with you about Okoye, man. I was just like, I can't see another one of my favorite characters die. Don't kill her. You know what I'm saying? Because she was overmatched, man. I thought she was done. I mean, I thought she was done, bro. Like I was
Yeah.
just like, if you kill her, I ain't coming back. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
and it was only because of his strength that he
Mm-hmm.
got the upper hand. It wasn't because of his fighting skill.
And
Yeah.
she is a stunningly beautiful woman. I
Yeah.
had to throw that out.
Yeah,
She's a
man,
stunner.
she's all heart, man. She's like part of the heart of the MCU. Like I remember when T'Challa kind of ashed away on the snap, and the way she grieved for him when she thought he was gone. I was like, that's how we all kind of felt, man. Like Okoye's face. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm glad they didn't kill her, bro. I would have gave up on MCU, bro. I'd been like, nah, man, I can't deal with two deaths, man. Black Panther and Okoye. But you're on the you're on the hot seat now, Def. I'm gonna put you on full screen.
Who that? You took away part of my who I was going to talk about. Angela
I'm
Bassett.
just playing with you. Go
Oh,
ahead.
Angela Bassett.
Oh my gosh, I loved her in this role. I agree with you 100% that she should be nominated for Academy Award as Best Supporting Actress. If she's not, there's travesty with the Academy. She's got my vote, and just her strength, and you can tell her passion in this movie. Part of it was because of Chadwick Boseman dying. You know, she portrayed that in the movie, and I hated when she died in this movie. I went, son of a bitch, what?
I know.
Why'd they kill her for? I thought she's such a strong actress.
That wasn't expected.
And totally
Bro,
unexpected. I was kind of hoping she would be the Black Panther because of her strength.
Me too.
You know, she's a kick-ass character. I went, no, come on. Why'd you have to kill her off? That's the one scene I didn't like in the part of the movie. But I also liked M'Baku, the character, how they expanded his role in the movie. They had to, you know, because of, you know, Chadwick Boseman dying, you know, but he offered a little bit of comic relief also. He's a very imposing figure in the movie also. But I hated the end credit scene. I just think they wasted. It was okay. I'm not gonna say I hate. I take that back. I just didn't like it. I thought they should have brought in a major villain at the very end. You know, somebody like Doctor Doom, as everybody was expecting, Doctor Doom or somebody else, because those end credit scenes always would grab us. Oh my God, I can't wait for the next movie to come out, whatever it is. But this one was kind of mediocre, you know, in my opinion. But overall, I give the movie like Who Dat about a 0.5. You know, I really enjoyed it, and I'll wait for it to come out on Disney Plus again also. So
yeah, it'll be it. Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know if I can watch it again, man, because it's like if you guys don't know who Robert Johnson is, you guys know Robert Johnson is a blues player, man. It's all, you know, he's like the godfather of blues. If you ever listen to his music, man, it's hard to hear, man, because it's all about grief, man. It's all about grief, and it's just hard. It's hard to hear, man. It's the real blues, man. And when I watched this movie the first time, it was hard to watch for me because it brought up a lot of like feelings of grief, man. Because I just lost, you know, Uncle Al, man. So like at the same time, and I was just like, man, it's pretty heavy, man. You know, I'm like, but and you could see it on the actors' faces, man. I mean, in everything, man. They really embodied their grief for the loss of Chadwick, man. And it's a hard movie to watch, man. I mean, for me, it was a hard movie to watch. You know, like especially the end credits, man. You know, like I'm like you, F. I was like, come on, let's just kind of. I know this movie was dedicated to Chadwick. Now let's move on to the next thing, and yeah. I mean, what do you guys? Go ahead, F.
I'm gonna watch it again. One, because I really enjoy this movie, and two, because of the location of Wakanda. Normal Marvel movies are usually in a concrete jungle, or like in New York. But this is just the location was so beautiful. You know, that's what I'm gonna watch again. And take my time watching it, pausing it this time and watching scenes, develop. But I definitely will watch this movie again when it comes on Disney Plus. Well, I'll have my remote control. I can pause it whenever I want to and just see a scene over again. Try to get the intricacies of the movie, for it to come out more for me. Because I just seen it once, and like Dan says, it was a very emotional movie. I'm definitely going to see this one again.
I gotta disagree with you, F man. I was kind of mad that they had dirt roads in Wakanda. I'm like, what the? You got vibranium? Why do we got dirt roads still in Wakanda, man? Right? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, one thing I did notice in Wakanda, they had no poverty. They had no poverty. I didn't see anybody like begging or starving. The thing about the end credit scene, this is the villain, well, one of the villains, because it could have been either or. I would rather see as an end credit scene, and it's not Doctor Doom, because they could have teased Doctor Doom in the whole movie, just saying his live area, so they could have did that. But since Namor played the biggest role and he was quote unquote the villain, I would have rather see Tiger Shark or Stingray show up at the end, or do something towards that, because we already know the Wakanda, Namorita and Atuma are not happy with him.
Yeah.
Because how it ended. So I would have loved to see like one of his villains kind of like pop up, or maybe talking to Atuma. Like we see Tiger Shark like come up and like having a conversation with a Tuma and say maybe saying like you should have listened to me or something. Something would have been like the comic fans would have been like, oh, you know what I mean? Like you imagine like you were like, oh my god, but I would have liked that because he says he's thinking about doing a movie with Namor. If you're gonna do a movie with him, you should have teased a villain, you know what I mean, of his.
Yeah, all that talk about Doctor Doom showing up at the end of the movie and he becomes a no-show. He became the new Mephisto because he no show.
I knew he was less than 1% of showing up because it didn't make sense for the rewrite of the script. Let me say it like that. For the rewrite of the script, it didn't make sense because of what they were all trying to do. But we're gonna get people. All I can say is people pump the brakes. We're gonna get Doctor Doom. Fantastic Four is still coming. So he's gonna be there. We don't need to get him right now when he's gonna be probably in stuff 2 years from now. But I would, like I said, I really wish I would have seen something with Namor since he was a focal point. That would have made me more excited for the future of that character. You
guys are gonna hate me for this. I know, like the comic world's gonna hate me for this one, man. All right, so I went on Disney Plus the other day, and they had that Fantastic Four from 2016. I liked it, bro. I never saw it because everybody told me it was terrible. But I watched it, and Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm was fucking fire, bro. I was like, I liked it. I didn't like Doctor Doom's costume, but I liked them as the Fantastic Four. I was like, that kind of worked for me, man. I mean, everybody's gonna hate me for that, but I liked it, dude. Like, go watch it again. It's on Disney Plus, guys. Y'all got Disney Plus.
I'll probably be with you because I have never watched it, and the same reason, like you said, is. But
everybody says garbage.
But my bar is so low.
I know, right?
For that movie, that I'll probably be like, man, it's not that bad. It was actually pretty good.
Well, it's not that bad, bro. It's not that bad.
I'm not going to hate you, Ian. I love you, man, but I don't agree. Now, when you watch the show, your bar is low. It's going to get lower after seeing that show. It's that bad. And the reason why is the main character with the Reed Richards, the actor, I forget his name. He was a child. I mean, he was in his 20s, I think, and he did not know how to portray a mature Reed Richards or mature character, which is what you demand from a Reed Richards character, and that's one of the main reasons that killed the show.
And can you believe that's the same actor that was in
Maverick? Dude, there's two of those actors. Two of those actors are like A-list actors now. That guy. The Goose guy, the Goose's kid, and then Michael B. Jordan, bro. Those are like A plus actors right now from that movie. I was like, damn. I told my wife, like, why are we got A plus actors coming out Fantastic Four? Like, I mean, I know what you're talking about. I agree with you, Dan, but it was entertaining, man. I was entertained. I watched the whole thing. I was like, this is interesting, man. I'm like, this is not bad. It's not comics, but it's not bad. It was entertaining, man. But let's go to the comments over here in the. I didn't forget about you, Chad. I didn't forget about you, man. So let's see. Dr. Comics James, man. He said the best part was the discovery of the new kingdom, underwater city, how do you say Talokan?
Talokan, yeah,
Talokan. The worst part of the movie was not telling us how they killed the Black Panther. Val's appearance by Azores wasn't really the big of a deal for me. Could have been better. And then we're talking about Angela Bassett better win. She better win, man. In Black Panther 1, she was the heart too. Like, show them who you are. You don't remember that? Like, when she's I was like, dude, you better step up when your mom be yelling at you, show them who you are. Like that. Another great scene is when we see Killmonger and seeing Shuri adapting to Killmonger's rage due to the loss of her father, mother, and brother. And we got John in the house, man, for Bronze and Modern's God, bro. That's Brother John right there, man. Uncle John. They should cut the movie runtime down by 30 minutes. The end credit scene should have been introduced in the movie, not at the end credit scene. By James. And this movie was a moving towards a passage of life and death. I think it's I think at the same time it's just it was like exploration of grief as well, man, because everybody was grieving, man, in this movie. I felt they were going to kill her off originally to give Chadwick something more of a fight for before they found out he passed. That was Okoye. Or is he talking about Okoye or
Think
of
the mom.
the Queen? Probably the Queen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
We're
Queen.
talking about the Queen, yeah.
Yeah, the
He's
Queen.
probably talking about his mom. That would make sense. And I mean, in the I can tell you this the original storyline for this movie, we got a mixture of Black Panther 2 and 3 in this movie, because Ken Lashley kind of put it on it. If you don't know, Ken Lashley kind of wrote the story where Shuri takes over the mantle. They wanted to make the third movie dealing with Shuri taking the mantle because Chadwick character would have got injured, deadly injured, and he was trying to recuperate, and the nation needed a Black Panther, so she took up arms, and she thought, and it was like a whole big scene that he was talking about, because he talked to me off air about it, because he was contacted by Marvel, and he's like, yeah, they really was going to do what was in the comic, and they were going to have Dr. Doom be kind of like the one who injured T'Challa, and but you would have thought you thought it was Namor. They kind of all signs pointed to Namor, so she was hunting down Namor.
Okay.
She was hunting down Namor because T'Challa got injured, and she thought it was Namor, but it was Dr. Doom, and we would have never got that, and we're never gonna get that now, But that's how it was supposed to lead to Black Panther 2 leading to Black Panther 3. So it would have been pretty cool, but yeah, we kind of got 2 and 3 mixed together.
And then Zor said they had to change the story around, man. So there's a lot of flipping going on. Because I remember when we were at D23, the director came, remember? And he was like, I came straight from the editing room here, and now I got to go back to the editing room. So they were trying to fix this up, for last minute as well, man. Uncle Al, man, rest in peace, man. Yep.
Yeah.
And they should have showed General Ross. That's what James is saying. They should have showed General Thunderbolt Ross.
Interesting.
Well, that would have had to got the funny thing, the sad thing, and funny thing about it, because the actor who played him died, passed away. Original actor, and they had cast what's his name, Harrison Ford, and that was just recently. That was recent, and you would have had to literally shoot a scene with Harrison Ford, a week before the movie came out.
Yeah.
Man, Harrison Ford better take his vitamins, bro. He needs to strengthen up for that role, man.
Stay out of planes too, because I heard he likes to crash planes.
Tiger Shark, and then here we go. He also that guy, that Goose's kid, plays in Whiplash, great movie. He's a good actor, man. I really liked him in Top Gun, man.
Miles Teller.
They should have shown General Thunder Ross saying that he wants a vibranium from both nations. Let me see here. Rudy said he played a partner of Jonah Hill and they're running when they were running weapons in War Dogs. There you go, man. Yep, Miles Teller. But more news, man, that we want to discuss is go ahead, F, man. You brought this up, right?
Well, yeah, just today they announced that Bob Iger is coming back to Disney, and a lot of people are happy about that. But they think it's going to rejuvenate Marvel movies, the way they were before he left. And time will tell. Obviously, the people that took his place weren't doing a good job, because these Marvel movies and Disney Plus movies, they don't hold the same excitement. But I don't think anything will when these movies first came out over 10 years ago, when the first Iron Man came out, when the first Captain America came out, etc. It's not going to have the same, it's going to grab our attention like 10 plus years ago. I think it's hard to do.
Mandalorian will in January.
Yeah,
I think Mandalorian is gonna blow Disney Plus back up again, man.
I don't think it's ever gonna be like original magic when these movies first came out, and everybody's going, "Wow!" These movies are now we're able to see these movies like Iron Man. I don't think they'll able to hold that attention. But hopefully they're good movies, and hopefully he does the right thing. That we'll start. Not that we don't enjoy these movies, but just the overall. Excitement of the first times these movies came out.
Well, how much interaction did Iger have with the MCU, or did he leave it directly up to Feige, or did he have a hand in the direction?
He had a lot. The story behind Bob Iger, he is all about what they call is the creatives. So people who create the projects, stuff like that. Kevin Feige didn't have a middleman to answer to like he did with Bob Chapek. It was Kevin Feige, Bob Iger. To Iger. He's talked straight to Iger. And Iger was like, let's go. So he had a close relationship with these creatives. And what else? Another thing I think, besides all the stuff he had going on in the stock drop, Star Wars was bought to make movies. Mandalorian, great. Ahsoka coming, great. But at the end of the day, they paid $2 billion to make movies, not TV shows with Star Wars. So that's another thing that I just heard recently that he told Kathleen Kennedy to hold off on any movies of Star Wars.
Iger did. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
No, not Iger. Chapek.
Chapek? Okay.
Chapek did that. That's why we haven't had any announcement of any Star Wars movies. That's what I heard. And so a lot of people blame Kathleen Kennedy about stuff, but Kathleen Kennedy did well under Iger. You know, you got the Mandalorian that started under Iger. You know, you got what else they had? It's a lot of stuff that started under Iger that Andor that actually started production under Iger. It just took a long time because of COVID. But I think Iger likes working hand in hand with stuff. He doesn't like middlemen. He doesn't like bankers in creative roles dealing with movies, entertainment, or stuff like that. Banker, yeah, you can go look at the accounting stuff, but he doesn't want those type of, because they have no idea. They're not a people person. They don't know how to talk to crowds, and they don't know how to talk to what you call celebrities or actors. He knows how to handle those conversations with people like that. I mean, he had the Black Widow incident, if everybody remembers, when they broke her contract, and they basically tried to run a campaign that, Scarlett Johansson, she paid $20 million on this movie. She's crying about extra money, blah, blah, blah. They thought that was going to win them over.
No.
When people no, you broke a contract. You should have handled that and then release it on Disney Plus. No, they tried to do a smear campaign, and that worked very badly for Disney. That was a bad day for them as well. And guess what? They had to pay her. So Chapek, everything he was doing was he was thinking out of a business mind, and not always. You don't always want to have a business mind when you're running this type of business, because that's a different type of business. Disney is a different type of business. You have a whole bunch of different entities that you're dealing with, and his mindset was not ready for that role, I don't think.
What you think, Dan? What you think about Bob Iger coming back? You think it's gonna help?
Well, from the financials point, yes, I heard the other guy was just spending money like there was no tomorrow, and almost put him into the red, as I understand it. Iger has better business sense in financial sense, not to overextend. I think, and he's a known, commodity, like Hudak just said. I think it'll go back to a more even keel, and it'll help us in the end. No question about it. By the way, was there any mention of how many years did he sign? Was he just year to year? 2 year?
2 years.
2 years signed. Currently 2 years signed, and might be a little bit longer. But the 2 years, he's there, he's like you said, straighten out all the budgets and parks and everything. He's trying to get all that together. Also, at the same time, they're going to get a successor to take over, but they're going to groom the successor, and basically the board of directors and himself is like, hey, this is where we're steering the ship. We don't need you to take the ship. We're taking the ship this direction. Don't turn it around and go backwards. Keep the course. That's what they're trying to. They're going to get a person that the board of directors and himself groom to take the role, and basically, the captain. You just keep just sliding over and just still going forward. So that's what they're trying. That's what they're trying to do. I heard it with that, but I mean, every person I talk to about just dealing with Disney parks, just dealing movies, everything, they're excited. I kept hearing people say the magic is back at Disney.
Good.
That's what I kept hearing. So
If he's there for only 2 years, then and if they get somebody, him to groom somebody, maybe after 2 years he can stay like as a consultant or somebody, just a sounding board, saying, hey, do you think we should be doing this or something? I don't think they should. I'm not sure how old he is. I'm assuming like in his mid 60s. But if he does that, I would love to see him as a consultant, just hanging around, just in case they need something that, hey, what do you think? What's your opinion? Not after 2 years, okay, I'm gone. Hopefully.
Yeah.
How old is he? How old is he, Bob Iger?
The funny thing is, I think
70s.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I think Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are not that far difference in age. I don't think they are. But it's very interesting to see what the overall is going to happen. But somebody said this. I was watching. They said something major had to happen for them to basically fire Bob Chapek right after they renewed him. Right before D23 they renewed his contract. So it was something major that had to happen. And one guy floated a theory that Kevin Feige, the head of Pixar and the head of Disney Films, talked to the board of directors and was like this is not going to work. Either he goes or we go. And I think they meant more to the company than a CEO who has no idea what he's doing. Even though they got to pay him money because of that contract, but I think they would rather pay him money and save themselves billions of dollars, before they would lose, that much with him in the helm.
Well,
never. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Everett. Go ahead.
All right, he's 71 years old.
Okay, all right.
Oh, he got some years.
We'll never think
he looks younger.
He looks young,
Yeah,
bro.
he
Yeah,
does,
he
he
looks
does.
hella young. Yeah.
Well, I mean, never think that any company is invincible. I mean, classic case, Atari back in the day was the major video game company in the late 70s or early 80s. And then this little company called Nintendo shows up and just, destroys them. When's the last time anybody heard from Atari? So it can be done. Companies come and go. So I don't think Disney's invincible. I don't care how much their rich history. If you have the wrong people at the helm, you can tank that company in a short matter of 2 years, or a couple of years, I should say, if you make all the wrong moves.
And you know what else could have happened if the Chapek would have stayed longer in control, because the stock was dropping. It was like I don't know if it still is, but I know it was under $100.
It's around 97. It was
right.
at its peak. It was about like 130, 140, man.
Yeah, so it was like close to like 92, I think, before all this happened. But it was dropping so fast that they were actually worried about a hostile takeover, like somebody who's like
Really
Elon Musk type person buying all the stock and being in control. You know what I mean? So
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, they were kind of worried about that as well. And you don't. Could you imagine like somebody like Elon Musk or the head of Amazon? What's his name? The guy Amazon. Bezos. Like, I'm just gonna buy 51% of all the shares now.
Dang, it was There's a point where it was knocking 200. I sold a bunch of my Disney stock when it hit around 170 or something, 169. But it almost hit 200 at one point, man. Now it's half the price. But you gotta say, man, I mean, you can't blame the CEO for what's going on in the economy either, man. Inflation,
you can't blame for the economy. You only can blame him for
deflation.
all the stuff that we can name, the stuff he's been doing.
Yeah,
which is a lot of stuff. We didn't even touch on like the Disney park stuff. Like they got a TikTok going around or a reel going around. They said stuff that was free at Disney parks in 2019, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2019 or 2020. Stuff that was free. I think it was 2019. Free at Disney parks, and they say, look at those items now. It's almost $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
But stuff that was free.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a lot of little things that he does. That's what I said. He's all about this and spending this as well, meaning not just getting that, spending it.
Right.
It's practically back down to its, where it hit at COVID. It was around $85. Yeah, it's like $15 off, something like that, or $10 off, So, yeah, man. I mean, I hope if you bought Disney during COVID that you sold it, when you win to double your money, and not get too greedy, But I mean, we all Disney kind of owns media now. I mean, at least American media, like they own a lot, man. Hulu, like I watch Hulu a lot, ABC,
At
ESPN,
the end, yeah, yeah.
all that stuff, man.
And we got to think about this too, and not to compare, but Black Panther already surpassed Black Adam in 10 days.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bro, you know Black Adam is gonna be in on HBO Plus for free tomorrow.
Really?
Bro,
Wow.
it's crazy, right? Like that, it did pretty good in the movie theater. Like they only gave it a month in the movie theater, and we're like, okay, now everybody, we know you're gonna be home for the holidays. Now buy HBO Plus so you can watch Black Adam. Yeah, it's on tomorrow. It's for free if you have HBO Plus.
Instead of doing what a lot of other companies would do is let's do another marketing push. Since it is the holidays, hey, if you haven't seen Black Adam, go see it now. That's
Right.
what they normally would do because there's nothing else out of theaters. There's Black Panther and Black Adam. That's it.
Yeah.
Really nothing else I want to see if I'm like free. So they could have I would have did that way. I would have probably pushed for another marketing push in Thanksgiving.
I mean, would you charge who that like $5 for it or something? You want to see it this week and free for 3 days? I mean, $5 for 3-day access, that sort of thing.
What for
Black Adam.
If I didn't see it already, I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. But I mean, these type of movies should be seen on a big screen. You can see them at home, but the first viewing should be in a theater, or if you have almost a size of a regular theater at your house, if you're that well off to have a theater with a big old, but
I don't.
Yeah.
And I find it solid, Dan. It was good. I liked it. It was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was a new start for DC
Yes.
for reals. Yeah.
I've got high hopes that they continue on with that because I loved it. And I don't want to see, again, DC's got so much to offer, and I'm hoping they finally get something that gives them a kickstart.
This should be the kickstart, man. I mean, I thought Rock played a pretty decent Black Adam, man.
It's dynamite, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do like the talk with James Gunn and I forgot the other guy's name. What they did say, we're not gonna have 4 different Batman. We're not gonna have this many. He said this. They didn't say they're not gonna have 2 different ones, but they're like, we're not gonna have our 4 different this and our 3 different Jokers. And he said all this in an interview, and I felt great hearing that. So even if we have 2 Batmans, which that's what I think they're gonna focus on, they're gonna have the Pattinson stuff that's not connected to anything. And we're gonna have our DCEU with Ben Affleck because they re-signed him to like 3 pictures, I think. So
okay, it'll work. That'll work. Yeah.
So I think it'll work, and I think they found out. Well, I think James Gunn told them, "Hey, the Marvel formula, it's not bad. We can just call it the DC formula." It's
or the DC approach. Yeah, you got to change
DC
the word
approach.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say, but it's like it's not a bad way to go. And like you said, Black Adam is great. The great kind of like let's focus, and then Shazam. Let's keep ironing it out like that, and Aquaman. And I think we're gonna keep getting those movies, and thinking they're gonna build up to the Justice League like we should have done.
Yeah.
It looks good, man. But I mean, the one movie I'm gonna watch is called this. I mean, I'm gonna go and it's just tradition, man. During Thanksgiving, you go watch a movie, get away from the family, give yourself a little break, man, from the drama. I'm gonna go watch Devotion, man. That Jonathan Majors one.
Oh, yeah, I want to see that.
It looks good, bro. It looks good. It looks good,
I
man. I'm gonna check
That's based on the Korean War, I think. Is it based on the Korean War?
I think it was like I don't even know, man. I'm just kind of looking at it, and it's just it looks like it's World War II to the Korean War, somewhere around there, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks good, dude. I like it.
This year or ending, that movie starts it off the Jonathan Majors movie run.
Yeah.
He's going to be in Creed 3
Yep.
too. Yeah, he's the villain in Creed
Bro,
3.
he's an A plus, another A pluser, bro. Another A pluser, man.
Yeah, I'm excited to see all the stuff he's in because it looks good. Everything he's in.
All right, let me see right here, man. Let me go back here with I saw James says he said who that's correct. All the senior heads at Disney went to the board, directors, and want a job. Jay Pack out of the office due to the micromanagement and bringing in his buddies from the bank. You know, so no one likes getting micromanaged, man. For all you managers, man, no one likes that crap, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No. It doesn't work well, and I don't know why people still do it.
Insecurity.
Yeah.
It is. It's just power trip and insecurity, right? Like it just it stifles your office and stifles everything, man.
Are we talking about Elon Musk now, or?
Yo. Yeah, Elon. But anyways, guys, man, we want to thank you guys all for joining us here at the Monday Night Comic Book Jive. I'm gonna go round table, man. Is let everybody know where they can find you. Start off with the man Russ coming back. Where they can find you everywhere, right, bro?
Well, you can find me here. You know, when we're doing the show. Like you said, don't be prepared. We're gonna start an hour early, which is gonna help me out dramatically.
7 o'clock, bro.
Yeah, you can find me on IG on Who That Comics, Who That _ Comics. I do a lot of stuff with Elite Comics 11, so if you follow me there, when I do stuff on Elite Comics 11, you'll see me. You know, it will pop up. And I do auctions with Sands Group on Sundays. And like I said, this Friday I'm gonna do an old school YouTube kind of like hangout, and we could just talk. You know, it's not gonna be no politics, none of really just pop culture, comics, movies, what you've been collecting, maybe what's your goals for 2023. This is some open forum, that stuff with people I've known and talk to. If I talk to you here on YouTube, I'll talk to you on IG. More than welcome. And let's just have a discussion, have some fun like the old days. And that's what I'll be doing Friday. So definitely check that out. And I'm going to see the movie Strange World with my daughter. So I'll let her do a review on that.
Nice.
So that should be very interesting. I like when she does stuff and she's interested. She didn't really want to talk about Black Panther. She said it was too scary, but she did like Letitia Wright as Black Panther. She said that. She did say that. But yeah. So that's all I got going on. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, man. Glad to have you back, bro. And
Missed you, man.
I'm gonna try and show up on your show on Friday, man, if I can. If I can find some good internet connection, man.
And
hang out.
And Who That's always showing up and winning on the hunt. So just to let you know, you just won the 3-man tag team.
Nobody knows what he's talking. No, that was honestly that was anybody, like, I forgot to mention the hunt. Like, we do that every other week. Me and Dan are basically regulars. Or Dan's like part of the crew now, so it's like we're regulars all the time, unless I feel like taking a break. But yeah, it's definitely something that I would say at least watch, participate in the chat. The voting is up to the chat, so we do appreciate when you take your time to vote. And come have some fun, man. It's nothing serious. Just to let people know we're not really hating on each other, because at the end of the show, we talk. Dan always says we should record the end of the show. So just come on a hunt if you want to come and have some fun, show your books, talk some smack. And guess what? You know, it's a good camaraderie thing, you know, to do. So I can't say anything else about the hunt. It's so much fun.
Cool, man. Glad to have you back, man. And F, where can they find you, bro?
Real quick,
T.O.
On Friday, you're gonna be on Instagram, correct? At what time?
No. I'm gonna do it on YouTube. It's gonna be YouTube.
What time?
Yeah. It's probably gonna be, I want to say, probably 9 Central.
Your time.
Yeah, my 9 Central my time, so it'd be like 7. I mean 7 West Coast. So I think that's because I have nothing to do. So, so it's a couple hours of hanging out. If it goes longer than a couple hours, more than fine. It all depends on the people and stuff like that. I think it's not too late for the East Coast, and it's not too early for the West Coast.
Yeah, cool. All right. I'm always on, not always, but I have my own YouTube channel, Passpoint Comics. I go on there and I just, either talk about recent pickups. I'm on there with Ian once a month. We do variant covers. And I'm also on Instagram under Passpoint_Comics. And I started my own sales page on Instagram, Passpoint_Sales. Well, I'm putting up a lot of my books I know Dan has bought some from me. I sold them some Iron Man, I believe, if I remember right, Dan.
Sweet books, by the way, too.
Yeah, so I just figured it's time for me to start selling off some of my books. But I've been collecting.
What is our sale, man? We're doing a sale.
Oh, our sale's coming up in about the middle of December. Finally, we're gonna get together and do another sale.
Oh, let me get
all
this.
of you there. I think it's like Saturday. I think it's December 16th or 15th. We're gonna go on about 5 o'clock, about 4 of us, and just have a good time, talk about comic books, and sell some of our books also. So, yep.
December. What is it? December 10th or something around there.
We already set a date, so
yeah. Remind me, man, because I don't know. It didn't get stuck in my phone.
Yeah. I'll send
December 10th. December 10th. December 10th.
That's
when our sale will be. Yep.
So just having a good time.
Dan, you want to join us, Dan?
Yeah, he said you would.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I gotta look,
man.
Yeah, I gotta look through them. I got stuff in here I could probably offload here. So cool stuff though. I don't want to throw just the dollar books
way
out.
cooler stuff than I have, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, the old paper. I
do have a lot of the old paper. Yeah, and I've been storing the old paper for a long, long time. Yeah. So you can find me on Instagram, and I've been posting that much. I'll start posting some more stuff because I do have a lot of things that would be interesting, to the group here. And of course, this is my home here, but I'm also on the hunt every 2 weeks, and as opposed to Huda, and I'm actually losing every time when I get on there. I haven't won in over a year. I don't think I haven't won anything in a year. So I guess I'm sort of the they're tired. It's not that I don't. I've never shown the same book twice. Maybe I need a different. Oh, you know why? Because I'm a lawyer. People hate lawyers. So maybe I need to go back to the ancient one. Everyone likes him. He's this. You can either be a face, which is a nice guy, or you can be the heel, who's a jackass, and you can cuss people out, that sort of thing. But I'll go back to the ancient one, but I'm there every 2 weeks, and I just have a lot of fun showing off my books. So
awesome, man. And you guys know where you can find me. Sometimes you can find me over on Past Points on Efren's channel. I think that's about it. I just hang out with Efren now on YouTube, man.
Yeah.
You guys.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm like, man, it's just I love YouTube and all that stuff, but for me now it's just hanging with people that I love, man. I love you guys.
And we're getting close to our first year on this show.
Yeah, I think our first year is like last week of January is our first year.
Yeah.
So we're almost getting there, man. So that means we have close to 50 or 26 shows going. Somewhere on there.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So thank you, man, to everybody that hanged out in the live chat, and thank you to the Rewind. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that good stuff, man. We're getting a little closer to 1,000. We're trying to catch up with Who Dat, man. Because we're trying to catch up to Who Dat style over there, man. But but in the end, man, it's just like hanging with the friends, man, and the family here, man. And
Yep.
we, live chat, you guys are fam too. We know all you guys in the live chat, especially Rudy, Azores, James. I can name all you guys first names, man. That's how close we are to all y'all, man. So we appreciate you guys. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure we're gonna.
We got to bring Azores back on, though. We got.
I know. We'll get him back on for sure.
Great conversation to have to be on this show.
Yep. And then our next show is going to be on December 6th, I think, or December 5th. December 5th is our next show. So that's 2 weeks from now, guys. Make sure you guys, come through. And thanks again for hanging out with us. And for the Rat Pack, man, we out, dude.